Everybody, Ian Magley here from East Main Digital Marketing, and thank you for joining us on this week's Business Spotlight. We are very happy and proud to be sitting with Ethan Hundley from Hundley Burn Tax and Financial Consultants today. Ethan has just been certified recently as a certified tax coach, and with that, he is able to provide some incredible tools and techniques that have been helping many small businesses save a tremendous amount and be able to utilize the pre-tax dollar and reorganize and really do some incredible things. So take a look at what Ethan has to say. If you want to reach out to him or have an opportunity to reach out to him, the information will be on the link below, as well as in the intro and at the end of this video. And definitely give him a call. He's offering a free mini tax session, and just from that tax session, I know of about 10 to 15 clients where he saved $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, just recently. So definitely give him a call or set up a time with him and take a look at our video. Thanks, guys, and we look forward to speaking and seeing everybody at our next business spotlight video next week.
Hello everybody, my name is Ian Magley and I am from East Main Digital Marketing, and I am here with Ethan Hundley from Hundley Burn Tax and Financial Consultants, and we are here doing this week's Business Spotlight. Hundley Burn is a firm in northern New Jersey. Ethan is a CPA and a certified tax coach, and we are very excited to speak with him today to kind of go over a little bit about him, his firm, what they do, and how they help small businesses. So welcome, Ethan.
Thank you, Ian. Thanks for letting me join you today.
Absolutely. So, as I said, you have a really nice firm. You've been around for a very long time. Your father started the firm, and you've recently done quite a bit to kind of bring it up and even help small businesses more and more. So, why don't we kind of just start from there and give us a little background and tell us a little bit about what you do and why you do it.
Right. So, my father founded our company back in 1990, and with the mindset of, instead of being the head accountant controller for one big company, he wanted to offer that service to a lot of smaller companies.
Sure.
So, I joined him a few years later in the firm, and I was going to school for accounting as he was starting up our accounting practice here.
Right.
That's where the foundation came from, and with that, my thought, goal as I was going through my education was to, marry technology with accounting. And I mean, that's gone leaps and bounds beyond wherever I've envisioned it to go,
right.
20 plus years later. But there's, with that, breeds a lot of opportunity to help businesses even more, not just manage their books, but also to look a lot more proactively of helping them achieve their goals, and also specifically saving them money on taxes, which is what almost every single business owner that's in a small business community is concerned about nowadays.
Sure. So. Great. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your ideal clients, or the type of clients or businesses you typically work with?
Yeah, we work a lot with, especially in our area community, the northern New Jersey area. It's a big construction area and state, especially the North Jersey part of the state. So that's been our specialty over the years, working with a lot of contractors, professionals that relate to real estate and development and design and so forth. And there's a lot of different ones that operate in different ways. So that's been our specialty over the years, is working with contractors or anybody involved with land development, real estate, and so forth,
Sure.
to help them make sure that they're doing the right things, and not just doing the right things, but also understand that the things that they might ordinarily be doing,
right.
how specific expenses or strategies or projects they might be in,
Sure.
can help save them. Just allowing them to communicate better with a firm like ours, so we can be proactive with them.
Perfect.
In saving.
Perfect. That's excellent. So, as I mentioned, you're now a certified tax coach. So we've kind of discussed some of the power that brings. But why don't you explain a little bit how that works and how it can also help?
Right. So just last year, I was offered a place where I can obtain this designation as a certified tax coach, and the timing couldn't have been better, because especially with what happened over the holidays,
Sure.
just before the holidays, and the new tax bill that was passed by the federal government, that within itself breeds a lot of opportunity to help business owners save tax on their tax bill. So, what typically the certified tax coach designation allows of me and other professionals like me, which, by the way, there's only 600 certified tax coaches out of the 700,000 tax professionals in this country.
Right.
Not that I'm not like to boast about me being one of them, but there's only 600 of them, and what we do is very specific and very specialty oriented to helping small businesses take a look in a different way than most accountants do.
Sure.
Now, most accountants are really good, really good at, and it's all that they could do to maintain, to stay up with current tax laws and make sure their, people that they service, small businesses, are just doing what they need to do in order to stay compliant. So, that's hard in itself.
Right. And
that's what we've done over the years. But I've always heard, and I've always been a good listener to anybody in general, but especially to the businesses that we serve. And what I've heard a lot from them over the years is, how can I save money? Are we doing everything that's possible to save me money and save me tax? Because nobody likes to pay it. We have an obligation to our government if we want to see our country grow to pay something in to help them to do that. Where it goes, we'd like to know more of.
Sure.
But just with that alone, there are opportunities to put some of those tax savings back in small businesses' pocket and help their business grow, and with that in turn helps their families grow and achieve the goals that they want to achieve for their families. So with that, we've really helped a lot of businesses, and that's really what the certified tax coach designation does, is it helps us to be more proactive in understanding what businesses and their families' goals are, and make sure the structure that they have in place is appropriate for them,
right,
and it's going to yield that tax savings to them and put that money back in their pocket.
Perfect. Excellent. And for those watching, Ethan actually just wrote a new ebook, particular strategies that can help, now as being a certified tax coach, strategies that can help small business owners. And we've also started doing a webinar that will also kind of provide information on those strategies. And that's the stuff I'm really excited and love talking to you about, and love being able to help provide to more and more small businesses. And it's just great stuff. So, kind of going along that line, tell us a little bit about some of your favorite client stories, or I like to call them your big wins, right? So some of the stuff where you've been able to really help clients out over the years.
Yeah, one specifically that just happened in the last few months. It's a long-standing client. They're a specialty contractor. They do a lot of business in their community, but they do a lot with bigger developers and also with the state. And we were just looking through their books, taking another look through their books in a little different way than we had been over the years. And we found other opportunities, especially with the new tax laws that are coming out, that could save them over $50,000 in taxes per year, each year.
Wow.
So that's huge for them.
Absolutely.
And this is something that this just didn't come overnight, though.
Right.
That happened because over the years I was actively listening to how they were looking to grow their business and develop it, and the goals that they have for their business and also their family. They have a big family, so with that, a lot of that knowledge that I needed to have, and sometimes it takes years to get, but with some of the strategies we're putting in place now, using my certified tax coach designation, a lot of those strategies that used to take us years to put in place, we can identify very quickly for business owners. And that's what we did for them. I just looked at things a little bit differently, but I also knowing who they are helped me to identify those opportunities a lot faster for them. And that's $50,000 in tax savings to a company their size, which probably does around $2 or $3 million in revenues, has maybe 10 to 20 employees. That's huge. So that what I heard from them over the years is, how can we get some of the fruits of all the effort that we're putting into our business back in our pocket, but also continue to grow. And that's a big part of how they can do that going forward.
Perfect. That's great. It's a great story, and exactly what you, like you said from the beginning, why you kind of got into this business as well, and being able to help and save is awesome. So it's not all great though, right? So what are some of the hardest parts about being a CPA and really a certified tax coach? What are some of the challenges that you face?
Yeah, it's a great question, I mean, I think one of the most common ones is I like helping people, and sometimes to our detriment as a firm. Not I wouldn't say total detriment, but
Right.
There are some times where we just don't have the answer
Sure.
for business. I mean, business is tough, especially in this tri-state area. It can be cutthroat, and if a business is not keeping up or doing well, and they don't understand why, and we've helped them to identify why, and there's really nothing we can do to help them. It's more of like just the state of the industry that they're in. That can be difficult because there might not be many strategies that they can implement to help,
Sure.
that can help them, and it might be getting out of the business
Right.
that they're in. So, which is not always easy, especially with people that are in business. They did it because they enjoy the business that they're in. Sometimes it's a hard sell, or it's a hard conversation and communication from us. Sometimes we have to give businesses bad news
Sure.
that there's not really much you could do to help out your situation.
Right.
It might be time to close. Or it might be, or on the other end, might be time to sell.
Sure.
That could
Right.
bring other opportunities too. So,
Absolutely.
but those are hard decisions. Even if there's an opportunity for a business owner to sell their business, and maybe in a good place, they might not want to,
Right.
but they might need to based on other factors that
Sure.
might be a part of their industry or might be a part of their family. So those aren't always easy
Right,
conversations, especially here in this
Of course.
area. I mean, there's
Of course.
not just business conditions, but there's weather conditions that affect our area,
100%.
whether it's spring, summer, fall, winter.
Mhm.
It depends. I mean, there's a lot of different factors that go
Sure.
into, advising business owners this day and age.
Right.
So, and they're not always pretty.
Right. I'm sure that's tough for that to have that conversation, but I'm sure they appreciate the honesty, and I'm sure that goes a long way, as well. So those are some of the challenges. But what are some of the best parts? I think I know the answer because you've kind of gone through some of it. But what are some of the best parts about being a CPA and having your firm and being a certified tax coach?
Oh, I could tell you number one best part of being a CPA that I enjoy most is really getting to know businesses and
Sure.
and seeing the fruits of their success. When I see that and they're happy and I'm giving them good advice and they're taking it and they're using it to help better their situation,
Right.
better their business, which could be bettering their family situation.
Sure.
And people are happy with the results and getting what they want. That's rewarding to me,
Right.
because I know that some of the knowledge and skills and communication that I've had with businesses is working and working in a positive way. And there are many businesses we've helped over. I've had relationships with business owners. This is the second part of it. I wouldn't say it's a part A or B. It's
Right.
just the other part of that is the long-standing relationships that I have had with business owners.
Great.
Not just because of who they are, but because of who I am and the trust that they have in me,
Sure.
that I'm going to help them. And even if it's not helping them, sometimes it just might be being the sound of reason to them. And it's not, like I said, it's not all good news all the time, but it's times when it's not, at least the honesty, like you
Sure.
mentioned, the fact that I am honest and can tell a
Right.
business that, this might not be the best situation for you, and maybe it's time to look in another avenue. And it may be within their business, they might need to look in another
Sure.
avenue. It's appreciated, and that just has helped me over the years build those long-standing relationships we've
Great.
had. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
So, real quick, what are the typical pain points that your clients see that you provide solutions for? We've kind of gone through a few of them, but a little
Yeah.
more specific. Some of the things you often see that you're able to kind of jump on.
Yeah, I can tell you. One quick one comes to mind, and that's just really knowing your financial reports for your business. It goes a long way to that, because one of the biggest challenges I've seen over the years with helping business owners is when they start generating profits.
Right.
Maybe they started off and they put a lot of money into their business to get it started, and some of the money they put in has given them an advantage when
Right.
it comes to tax savings. But down the road, as it starts growing and they start making money, and now they are using profits to pay back
Right.
some of the debts that they incurred in the beginning, they might not see those profits in their pocket in the beginning,
Right.
and a couple of years down the road.
Sure.
And now all of a sudden they might have profits that they have to pay tax on that they don't have sitting in their bank account.
Right.
So what I always like to go over or review, especially with newer businesses. I wouldn't say new specifically because we can help new businesses, but we like to help businesses that want that value planning.
Sure.
If a business has a plan of how they want their business to grow, those are new businesses that we like to work with.
Right.
And we know we can, because we're confident we can help them. If it's a business that just wanted to create their own business because they worked for a company and now they just want to work on their own.
Right.
If they're a sole proprietor, which we mentioned in our webinar, by the way, about the differences between that sole proprietor and other forms of entity a business may be, that might not be somebody that we can help as far as a lot of tax savings with. But I would say the biggest challenge has been helping business owners understand profits don't always mean cash in their bank account.
Right.
So there's different ways, and one of the specific statements that a lot of smaller businesses don't look at enough, and probably is the most important one they should look at most often, is a cash flow statement. Because there's 3 ways money can move in and out of a business, and that's shown on a cash flow statement.
Right.
So, and it's most of it, you want most of that to be through operations.
Sure.
But if you borrowed money to fund your business, or you had other people invest money into your business, those are also ways money can flow in and out of businesses as well. So that's what a cash flow statement for a certain time period shows. So that's one of the biggest challenges, is getting people to understand profit doesn't always equal cash.
Good. That's excellent. I'm sure that's very, very helpful. So you went through a lot of great stuff, and I think it's all really, really helpful for those watching. So this is a business spotlight. So what I like to usually do, kind of towards the end here, is what are 3 reasons why somebody would want to work with you, or maybe should reach out to you and talk about working with you?
Yeah. Well, I'd say the first, and we mentioned it before, is just they're going to get honest and an honest opinion on where they're at right from the start.
Sure.
Second is we like to look at things so we can help them be proactive. And then third, we're a CPA. I'm a CPA. I've been a CPA for over 20 years. A lot of people like the CPA, like to work with a CPA because they can trust them. And I think I take that to a different level when it comes to being a CPA and helping people. So those are 3 reasons why people would want to come to me.
Great.
Honesty, proactive, and being trustworthy.
Perfect. Those are some really great reasons. So, and for anybody watching on here, below is some links, an opportunity to take advantage of an offer that Ethan has been providing just recently, and really is a great offer. So he's actually providing a free mini tax planning session. Typically it's about $199 to $299 is what he usually charges, but for a short period of time here, he's offering this completely free. And below is an opportunity to sign up for that, and or have Ethan reach out to you and find out a good time to discuss that further. Ethan, you want to just kind of talk about what they might talk, what you might go over on that session?
Sure. So with that, what we would look at, we typically like to look at your prior tax return that's filed, and with that also understand. You just give us a brief summary of your goals. What your structure looks like. It could be a paragraph or 2, just written structure, and we'd probably just have a quick interview with you as well before, as part of that planning session. We would have a quick interview with you in that session, just to understand, and that'll give us the summary we need. And in addition to that, and looking at your prior tax return, it'll give us the history we need. And it could be more than just your one tax return. If you have multiple businesses, we would want to see the prior year's tax filings for your entire enterprise. So once we see that'll allow us to understand where you are, where you've been, and then in talking to you where you want to go. So once we see all that, then we can propose specific tax savings opportunities to you. So that helps us be proactive, when it comes to your well-being.
Excellent. So yes, definitely take the opportunity. Click below or on the right, depending on where you're watching this. Otherwise, Ethan, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to be able to sit and kind of learn more about your business. I hope everybody out there has an opportunity to look into it further. There's other links to see his website and some of the other information about him and his firm. Anything else, any last words that you'd like to kind of bring out to the audience?
No, I think the only thing I would like to just say is, I appreciate all you that are in our audience today, just because if you're a business owner and looking at a different way to approach how you could save money in your on taxes, which ultimately puts that in your pocket, that's a good thought process in this day and age.
Sure.
Especially in these times. Times are changing. New laws are changing. You want to be ahead of the game and not behind them. The more ahead of the game you are, the more tax savings opportunities you would have. So.
Sure. Great. Excellent.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thanks, Ian. Thank you, everybody. And hopefully you'll get an opportunity to speak with Ethan soon.